Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we're going to do a map which wouldn't normally have got a review on this show. Not that there's anything specifically wrong with it. On the workshop though, when I go hunting for the maps to review for the week, save me wasting 2 to 3 hours on the map, which is absolutely awful, I like to have a look at 2 or 3 screenshots minimum. This map only has the one. It was a reasonable one, sort of like an intriguing one without being one that says you have to review me. So I took a gamble and I'm glad I did because it's got some very interesting features which we'll see as we go along. Before we do any of that though, if you want to play BonBonBingo, the link is in the description to grab yourself a BonBonBingo card. Yes, tick off the memes as you're going along. And I'll tell you what, here's one to get you started.
It's my first map.
That's right. Yes, it's a my first map as well. Not bad at all. But before we get started, again, the daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is BAIANA, I think, by Enraged Aries. Thanks, Enraged. This is an interesting fantasy map with some interesting vanilla structures. Yeah, there's your start square. Not too much to say about that, really. It is what it is. There's your terrain heights, plenty of flat buildable space and 25 tiles, and some interesting seascapes too. Resources are strong, especially if you want to do oil or ore or fertile or forestry. There's nothing else is there. And fishing, if you want to do any fishing, we have all of the varieties of fish right there too. You just need Sunset Harbour. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. There's that screenshot that I was talking about. There's a short list of things to subscribe to. We have Natural Beauty theme, the Starberg LUT. The Mixer 2 is listed, but there's no instructions as to what to do with it. So I'm not entirely sure. And also the Road Colours Changer mod as well. Again, no instructions what to do with it. So, yes, they're lovely mods, but I don't know how you want me to set this up, so I'm just running with however it automatically loaded. Speaking of automatically loading, the Natural Beauty theme always impresses me. Always, I would say this, it always impresses me. Every time I see it, I keep forgetting how good this theme is. In fact, if there was only one theme available for this game, I think you could go a long way wrong by not having the Natural Beauty theme as being the one theme on this game. Right, so let's have a little look at the highways. The highway's a little bit wibbly. Where they're straight, we've got a little bit of a wibble wobble as we're running along. When we get these curves, you get a nice smooth curve, but on that long straight bit, there's a little bit of segment bending, tiny little stuff, and nothing that's really going to make anybody not want to play the map. Now, it's pretty much vanilla, pretty much, in terms of assets. And we have got some vanilla structures on today's map. Now, I'm always glad to see experimentation. Hey, believe me, I've tried some weird and wacky stuff as well. And, yeah, I'm going to say it's impressive what they've achieved. Oh, a little bit of a janky going on here. A little jinky janky. If you've got jinky janky on your bingo card, you may check that off now for that little janky in the highway. So yes, we've seen AAA work from the likes of Bringer of Fire and Anapu and such, with vanilla assets that have been made to be more than they are. Bringer of Fire being the most obvious example, with their vanilla dams, which suddenly became custom dams, and you didn't need to subscribe to anything. Today's map has some vanilla assets. Creative vanilla assets, and I think they're going to make you smile. I don't think they're going to make you want to break the rule books and want to do exactly the same. I mean, they work. They work. You might love them. You might love them. I'm just saying I appreciate them. I don't love them. Oh, I do appreciate them. And to be fair, the first one of the two, I would say is a pretty solid effort. There's only one thing about it I would change. It's a deliberate thing that's been put in, and I would be removing it. We'll see that when we get to it, which is just around this bend. Oh no, not this bend. Around the next bend. This is a vanilla bridge, a vanilla suspension bridge. It's okay. It's centered. It's fine. Nothing to get excited about at all. A few of you are going to grumble and say, well, there shouldn't be pillars in the middle of the river. Yeah, you're right. There shouldn't be. But let's not worry about that, because see this bridge coming up here? This is one of those brilliant vanilla bridges that from over here, let me stop the camera. From over here, that looks amazing. Does it look amazing? Prepare. Prepare yourselves. It's creative. I'll give Enraged Aries that. It is definitely creative. Here we go as we get a bit closer in. It's a suspension bridge. The suspension cables are monorail cables, or monorail tracks, sorry. And then the big pillars on either end are obviously from the vanilla dam. In the middle, we've got a couple of pillars in the middle, which I would get rid of, except for they're not pillars. They are, this is terrain work. Yeah, we're not even using pillars, we're using terrain. It's creative. I'm heartily impressed by your creativity, Enraged Aries. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't. I'm just like, oh, okay. That's exactly where I am at the moment. It's like, okay, that's what that is. Why not? Pretty much everything else has been done in the game with all the experimentations and whatever that we've seen going into the start square now. Why not do something like that? And as far as it could have gone, that bridge went very well indeed. As far as it could have gone. Heading back down to the start square intersection. Right, we're about to see a similar bridge. We're not heading off towards the edge of the map. Let's head off towards the islands. A similar bridge. I feel this one is slightly less flourished. It's different. It takes the same sort of idea and it's done a bit differently. And that one for me, that doesn't really work for me. It's a good effort, and I appreciate the effort. And given what was attempted, it's been done very well. Given what was attempted. Just vanilla bridges, guys. Vanilla bridges. All credit. All credit. Can you create something different that's never been seen in Cities Skylines before? Can you? Wanna see it. Even if it doesn't work. Let's have a giggle, shall we? Alright, intermission time. We'll be back after this.
Are you confused with the difference between a mod and an asset? And what's the deal between a theme and a LUT? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to Mods, Assets, Themes, and LUTs. Click the information button now.
And so back to BAIANA by Enraged Aries and the shipping routes. We got shipping routes. We've got it's one of these we're just going to follow a yellow dotted line around, and it's fine. It does again do one of these loops where it goes into like an area where it doesn't really need to loop, and you're going to have vanilla shipping looping in and out of an area where honestly, if it was passing by the area, it wouldn't come in here, it wouldn't loop around here. So I probably would have had a more direct route along the edge of the map to avoid that from happening. But other than that, not really anything to complain about. Water flow, we have good strong water flow. You will be seeing a very strong waterfall, fantasy waterfall series very soon, which is providing the water flow for this strong river. Very happy with that. That works beautifully for anybody who wants to play base game rules and dump their sewage into the sea. Which is what we should all be doing in real life. Dump the sewage, dump the plastic, dump everything into the sea. Right, there's your beautiful. It's fantasy maps. I quite like this. I'm liking the shapes of these islands. They're definitely buildable. Liking the look of the beaches. They're very pretty as well because again, the natural beauty theme. The tree work, 100% vanilla trees, and I like the way they transition and they cluster, and we get down to like lowland trees. The lower trees down by the beaches. Tree painting on the mountains is pretty solid as well. Nothing on the cliff faces, which makes the cliff faces pop even more than they do already. Then we have these waterfalls, fantasy waterfall series, and they're pretty good. Slight problem with the depth of the water under here with the sand painting underneath it as well. Makes it very clear that you can see the water pouring through like that. So yeah, there's a little bit of bringing it up to the next level that can be done, but it's not bad. A little bit of a sandbar going there as well, which looks a bit strange too. And there's a lake at the very top. Now, we've seen a lot of the good, a little bit of the ugly now, I'm afraid. As we come down this cliff face, we've got a lot of bushes on this cliff face. Having seen cliff faces without bushes, this doesn't not fit the biome that we've been looking at. And then the same bushes extend out into the sea. Now you could say this is seaweed, you could say that, you could believe that if you want to believe that, but it's only along this edge of the map that we're seeing this. I'm reckoning that this was dry land, and then Enraged Aries thought, do you know what, I'm going to make this sea over here, like even these cliff faces over here. I reckon this was late work. This watery area down here was added quite late into the build. Speaking of watery areas, the undersea sand swooshing around looks beautiful. Looks very nice. Very nice indeed. And then let's head back to the start square because we'll have an asset of the day. And being as it's Saturday, it's going to be a slightly quirky one. I've been sitting on this one for a while. It's been on the back burner. Ever since it was released, I must review this one day. And today is that one day. The Shizuoka Press and Broadcasting Centre, Ginza, Tokyo, by nilepereiraa. And yeah, it's just a quirky little shape, little press building, probably alongside a motor racing circuit or something. I did look when it was released. I did look it up. I don't remember where it was now, but yeah, Press and Broadcasting Centre in Tokyo. Factoids, because Factoids, short one today about animals. Napoleon, remember him? Had a pathological fear of cats. That's a bit unfair, really. I mean, I think it's one of the better musicals. But, hey ho. Napoleon Bonaparte. What a hero. Shizuoka Press and Broadcasting Centre, Ginza, Tokyo, by nilepereiraa. Today's asset of the day. Really love that. I've been sitting on that for so long. Just finally got around to actually doing it. Right, we've made it to the end of the show, which means it's your chance to be a star and give this some stars yourself. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description that takes you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of it? Well, aesthetically, I think it works. I think this one, again, yes, we are using custom theme and LUT, but as a vanilla map, this is a pretty strong one. And as a fantasy map, I think it's a playable one. It's all there. It's aesthetically, it's definitely worth a 4th star. I don't think we can go high, but lowish 4 is definitely on the cards for this one. Detailing. Yeah, trees in the water. Lots of trees wearing the trunks today. And but you can balance that up with a little bit of creativity, which isn't bad with the bridges. It's just a little bit, hello. Just a, hello, what have we got here then? I'm going to give some credit. I'm going to go slightly above middle 3. All in all, it's a middly 3 sort of map, isn't it? Gameplay, pretty playable. I would play it. I quite like it. Lowish 4. BAIANA by Enraged Aries. That one is striking. Yes, but when you're uploading your maps, try and include at least a couple of extra screenshots so that people know what they're subscribing to before they subscribe. I very nearly didn't review that. I'm glad I did, especially so I could find those bridges. And again, not bad for my first map either. But the question is, will you be showing that you're part of the 20 and out elite using the words of the day into the comments, scores you some population points, and will prove that you're part of the hero club. And I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show.